Hi, Marco Augusto from Peak Strength and Nutrition, and today I want to talk about how to become more successful with your diet. So a lot of people go on diets on a regular basis and for some reason they just don't achieve the results that they want from the diet. Now, it's not the diet itself that's a problem, it's not the diet itself that is too restrictive. Of course, it is ourselves. And it's not that we can't diet, it's not that we're failures or that dieting just isn't for us, not at all. It's just about planning. Some simple planning can go a long way to achieving great results with any diet that you do. So today I wanted to give 4 tips to make sure that you are more successful with your next diet and so you know what to do when your diet is finished. So, number 1, let's start from the start. What is your goal? A lot of the time, people don't even have clarity on what their goal is. A lot of the time it is, I want to lose weight. It's good, that's somewhat of a goal, but it's just not clear enough. You need to get clear on what the goal is. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to be a size. I want to lift this much. I want to run this fast, okay? So it's all about just understanding what your goal is, because then you know if you're on track, then you know if you need to do more work, then you know if you've achieved it. If you don't know you've achieved your goal, you could be in for a never-ending cycle of dieting. So, really simple, what is your goal? Number 2, what is your time frame for achieving your goal? It's great that you want to lose 20 kilos, but losing 20 kilos in 5 weeks, it is a bit difficult. It's a bit unrealistic. The argument can be, but on The Biggest Loser, listen, you have to have a time frame for your goal in the context of your life, work, family, social gatherings, right? It has to make sense. It has to be realistic. It should still be challenging, but it has to be realistic. The idea of losing 20 kilos in that time frame, it's not. Instead, it might be better to say, I want to lose 20 kilos in 40 weeks. That seems like quite slow. I feel like, but it's realistic. It will probably still push you because 20 kilos is a lot, but it takes your life into consideration, right? What is your life like? What changes do you have to make? So it's important to understand the time frame. What is the goal? What is the time frame to achieve that goal? Number 3, how long are you going to diet for? This seems like an odd question because I just asked about time frame. But if you have set a realistic goal, they're still challenging, then you may not diet for that full time. If 40 weeks was the time frame that you've set, dieting for 40 weeks is very difficult. It's going to be hard to maintain. It might make you insane. And this is where people come unstuck. They don't know the goal, they don't have a time frame, but it's not like a never-ending diet. A never-ending diet can really mess with you mentally. So how long are you going to diet for? 5 weeks, and then take a break. 5 weeks, and then take a break. And you can easily just break down the time frame into nice blocks that you can that is going to be manageable, that makes sense, that is good for you. If you have an end date to that diet, at least for that block, for instance, then you're going to be able to mentally commit to it a lot easier. I'm dieting for 5 weeks. I can maintain this because I know at the end of that 5 weeks, I'm taking a little break. And then after the little break, I go back on the diet. All of a sudden, you have something to look forward to. All of a sudden, you see an end to the diet. All of a sudden, it becomes much, much easier to commit to the diet because you have that ending. And so, how long are you going to diet for? This may not be the same as the time frame, right? The time frame to achieve the goal, it may not be the same because dieting for a long period of time can really be difficult. And number 4, last but not least, what are you going to do after your diet? So, you said that you're going to diet for 5 weeks. And then you're going to give yourself a week off. What does that look like? I would recommend you don't do a full blowout and just eat anything, but the choice is yours. But what does that look like? You may allow yourself, I'll have some more alcohol. I'm allowed to eat 2 desserts or 2 dinners with no rules. Something like that. Very simple, but you have something to look forward to. All of a sudden, you have a diet of 5 weeks and 1 week off. A diet of 5 weeks and 1 week off. And you can keep cycling through that because you can get your head around it. You know that you have some exciting foods, some foods that you really like coming up. You can mentally commit to that diet all of a sudden across 40 weeks because you're not actually on the diet for 40 weeks. You're only on it for small blocks of time and you have a bit of relaxation for small blocks of time as well. So, what are you going to do after the diet? And this can also be applied to at the end when you achieve your goal. So you have lost 20 kilos in 40 weeks. What are you going to do after that 40 weeks? Are you just going to eat whatever because you've achieved? Or do you go on a new diet? Do you change it up? Do you make it just a little more relaxed? All of this planning really only takes 10 minutes, but it could actually set up the next 40 weeks of your health and beyond, simply by sitting down and answering these 4 questions. If you can answer these questions clearly, if you can get a little plan that you can stick to, that you believe you can stick to, you can mentally commit to, I absolutely believe that you can achieve great results with your next diet. So if you have any questions about dieting, nutrition, training, mindset, recovery, all of it, drop them in the comments below or message me directly. Mark Augusto from Peak Strength and Nutrition saying thank you for watching.